Hello and welcome back, guys. So today we are going to take a look at the CD Toy Iron Man Mark 6. So before we start our review, if you want a CD Toy of your own, you can get one at Hobby Toys Laguna. Link is down there in the description. And while you are down there, do me a big favor, hit that like button as well as the subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it and it will help the channel a lot. So on to the review. So here is the packaging for the Mark 6. So as you can see, it carries the same layout as the recently released Iron Man suit by CD Toy. So we have here the arc reactor at the center. You can see it is now triangular shape. And we have here the Mark 6 armor. Here is the side of the box. The other side of the box, as you can see, it says right here Avengers. And we have here some authenticity seal. So I guess that is it for the box. So without further ado, let's get the figure out of the box. So here is the Mark 6 out of the packaging. And just like any other CD toy, this looks great. Now, the Mark 6 is the suit that Tony Stark used in the later part of the Iron Man 2 movie, as well as the first half of the first Avengers movie. Now, the iconic thing about the Mark 6 would have been the triangular-shaped arc reactor. Now, if I remember correctly, the Mark 6 is pretty much an upgraded version of the Mark 4. Now, the Mark 6 uses the triangular-shaped arc reactor and the new element that Tony Stark discovered in the Iron Man 2 movie. Now, since the Mark 6 is pretty much an upgraded version of the Mark 4, it carries the same design. So the Mark 6 is basically a repainted Mark 4 with a little bit of upgrade. Now, to show you guys the similarity between the Mark 4 and the Mark 6, I have here the Mark 4. So, basically the Mark 6 is a repainted version of the Mark 4. The only difference between the two would have been the chest area, where the triangular-shaped arc reactor. But other than that, if I am not mistaken, then basically the Mark 6 is a repainted Mark 4. Now, let's take a closer look at the similarities of the two. So let's start off first with upper body. So as you can see, the head area is pretty much the same. Now, the shoulder armor, they are also the same. The arm part, so the arms, they are also the same. It's just that the Mark 4, it is painted in red and gold, while as the Mark 6, it is now painted in gold and silver. Now, the ab area, they are pretty much the same. Now, the only thing that is different would have been the chest area, whereas the Mark 4, we have the circular shaped arc reactor, and the Mark 6, we now have the triangular shaped arc reactor. So here is the lower part, or the legs. So as you can see, the tayo part is pretty much the same. Now, in the Mark 4, it is painted in this red and gold. And then in the Mark 6, it is now painted in gold and silver. So as you can see, the knee area, they are also the same. It's just that in the Mark 6, it is painted in silver. While as in the Mark 4, it is red. Now, the lower part of the legs, they are basically the same. They are both painted in this red paint. So here is the back area. So as you can see, the flaps, they both open up. And then we both have here the silver detailing underneath. So basically, they are both the same in terms of details. Now, comparing the Mark 6 to the Mark 4 and seeing a lot of reused parts from the Mark 4 to the Mark 6, it's not a bad thing. It still looks good, and the Mark 6 still has its own identity. Just by having this triangular shaped arc reactor, that means it will still stand out in your shelves. So for the articulation, so basically it's the same as any other CD toy. So let's quickly go through it. So the head can look up about that far, can also look down, look side to side. The arms can pull out, can rotate a full 360, can go out about that far. There is also a bicep swivel, double jointed elbow bend, which can bend about that far. And then the hands. The hands can rotate at the base and can also wiggle around. Now, there is still no waist rotation, but we still have that upper body cut. So it can move forward and back, tilt side to side. Then it can also extend and then move further forward, back, and side to side. And it can also rotate just a little bit. Now the legs can kick forward, not much back. Can also go out about that far. Can also pull down to increase its articulation. Thigh cut is still there. A double jointed knee bend. The foot can move forward and back and tilt side to side. And also, there is still this opening flap at the back. So pretty basic stuff from CD Toy Ironman. So here is the accessories. So basically, it's still the same as any other CD Toy Ironman. The only difference would have been this time it says Avengers Mark 6. Other than that, it's pretty much the same. We still have the 3 interchangeable hands and the 4 pieces effect parts. So yeah, it's still the same. And I guess that is about it for our review of the CD Toy Ironman Mark 6. Again, this is another solid release from CD Toy. And having the triangular shape arc reactor is pretty much an eye candy for me, since the Mark 6 is pretty much the first Iron Man suit to have the triangular shape arc reactor. And also, I believe the Mark 7 is already out in the market. I'm just waiting for my pre-order to arrive. And also, the one armor that we all been waiting for, the Mark 1. CD Toy already teased us about the Mark 1. They released a bunch of cool product shot of the figure, and man, it looks great. I was so excited to have the Mark 1 in my hands so that I could review it for you guys, but as you all know, we have to wait for its arrival. We don't know when, but pretty sure I will review it. And I guess that is about it, guys. I hope you like this video, and if you do so, please consider hitting the thumbs up button, and if you want to support this channel, consider subscribing. Thank you all for watching, stay safe, and I'll see you on the next one.